Susie, Susie, Susie. Boy, did you ever screw up. I imagine you've heard this a time or two by now. I decided to add my voice to the mountain of feedback this incident has inspired. Anyone watching this is no doubt familiar with the events at the Bonny Eagle High School graduation. You apparently view your primary role at this graduation ceremony not as a proud representative of the school, but as a dour overseer tasked with ensuring that no display of individuality be tolerated, that all march robotically to receive their certificate of compliance, diploma. I see there was a prominent presence of state-appointed thugs in the wings ready to pounce on any with the audacity to rankle your pedantic, narrow sensibilities, and it would have just made things complete if a couple of the felonious beach ball bouncers had actually been tasered. I have no doubt this would have made your nether regions moist. Sure, there should be boundaries regarding behavior. You wouldn't want open flames or fireworks for obvious reasons. Passing around open bottles of vodka, not cool. But beach balls and silly string? The horror! I'm intimately familiar with how things are in the public schools. I'm well aware that kids can be out-of-control little dickheads. I've written enough discipline referrals to wallpaper Grand Central Station. I don't know much about Justin. There could be history and issues I'm unaware of, but from the limited information I have, it appears he's one of the good kids. The TV news interview I saw seems to show a bright, articulate young man. I gather he was one of the school track stars. Apparently he's college-bound. I can't speak to your on-camera persona since, as of this writing, you've apparently been in hiding, and I bet I know someone who's going to be careful to garage park their car for the foreseeable future. Let's be clear about what happened. Justin didn't whip out his dick, he didn't moon the audience or shoot a bird towards some staff member he had a grudge with, he didn't flash gang signs. He made a brief, exuberant gesture of acknowledgement toward his family and friends in celebration of a life milestone, part of which involved a token of his school track team accomplishments. That you chose to penalize and publicly chastise him for this innocuous act and rob him of this moment says far more about you than it does about Justin. As I say, I've worked in the public schools, and you embody what I've come to expect is typical of public school administrators, a petty, miserable martinet. So, what's your story, lady? Are you some kind of reformed party girl who's trying to compensate for a youth of debauchery? Or were you just always something of a tight ass? Do we have some daddy approval issues? You must just be a riot in the sack. I bet that ample torso of yours just makes the mister all kinds of hot, huh? Or maybe it's been a spell since those corpulent furrows of yours have been plowed. Perhaps you abandon any trace of femininity along with your capacity to embrace youthful excitement. Now, most definitely, you should have your ass paddled professionally and or legally. Unfortunately, I note a tendency for people like you to be shielded by the system. And even if you issue an apology, the damage is done. And any words of contrition from you will only be because you were forced to. You've already been outed for what you are, a thick-ankled, wrong-minded bureaucrat. If anything positive comes out of this, it's that you serve as an example to youth of the kind of adult they should avoid becoming.